who speaks ill of our deities, our idols, and our religion. He calls us fools and our ancestors, the deviants of the right path. You either stop him or please outcast yourself from in between he and we, or we will stop him. Hazrat Abu Talib, in a tendered tone and beautiful manners, put the matter off. So the deputation went away in vain. The Prophet continued his preaching with his matchless eloquence, sweet accent, the wonderful locution, and the cogent argumentation, and tried his level best to elevate the religion of God. My dear Islamic brothers and viewers of Madani channel, the day-to-day development of Islam caused the disbelievers very much annoyed. The chief of Quraysh went far away from the Prophet, and their hearts kindled and ablaze. Now against the Prophet, they started a move to castigate and disgust him. They instigated each other to take a step against Islam and the Prophet of the blessing. Al-Siyarat al-Nabawiyya, Volume 1, page 473. Ibn Hashim, Volume 1, page 276. The Quraysh decided to talk again to Abu Talib. To some respected citizens called upon Abu Talib and talked to him harshly. They said, "O Abu Talib, with respect to prestige and the honor, you are very distinct in the entire nation. We have already visited you and besought you to please stop your nephew, but of no avail. By God, our patience is over. We are unable to bear him more. He speaks ill of our ancestor, calls us the fools, and picks holes our idols. You must stop him from talking such things, lest we will wage a war against you both. The war will continue till one party from among us perish." The manner of their speech was evident. They came not to settle the matter, but to give open challenge. For they, without listening to Abu Talib, left him and went away. Their threat caused Abu Talib dejected and gloomy, for in such old age, he was not ready to fight with entire nation, but he was also not ready to desist from the help and defense of the Prophet, to leave him at the mercy of these disbelievers. Abu Talib sent a servant to the Prophet and called him. He apprised the Prophet ﷺ of the talks and the threats of the disbelievers, and then he said, "O life of your uncle, please shower mercy on me and on you too. Do not put such burden on me which I am unable to carry." He took the talks of Abu Talib as if he was the desist from his help and assistance. So with calm and quiet, the Prophet said, "O uncle, if they put sun on my right hand and the moon on my left, and then they expect me to wean my mission, it is even then impossible. Either Allah Azza wa Jal will give victory to his religion, or I will give my life in this strife. I am not to wean my mission till that." The Prophet ﷺ completed his phrase and left the house with his heavy and eyes running. His uncle called him back and said, "O my nephew, do whatever you want to do. I am not to hand over you to the disbelievers at any cost." Sallu ala al-Habib, sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. My dear Islamic brothers and viewers of Madani channel, there are so many miracles, prophetic miracles, mu'jizat of Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. For the barakah, I will discuss, or I will share with you a very few miracles of Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. Asim bin Umar bin Qatada reports through his father from his grandfather that on the day of Badr, an arrow hit into his eye, draining its lump on his cheek. His colleagues wanted to separate it, but he sought the advice of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet placed the lump of eye back into its place and turned his blessed hands on it. His eye healed in such a manner that he himself could not distinguish as to which of his eyes was hurt. One day, Asim appeared before Umar bin Abdul Aziz, the Khalif. He narrated the event of his grandfather to him and read the following verse. I am son of that soldier whose eye drained on his cheek. The Prophet placed it back into its place with his blessed hands. Subhanallah. My dear Islamic brothers and viewers of Madani channel, one more very beautiful miracle of Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alaihi wasallam. Muhammad bin Umar al-Waqidi, with the reference to his teacher, narrates that a man from Bani Sa'd bin Hazim told him that he appeared before the Prophet when his honor was at Tabuk. There were some other people also present there. The Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alaihi wasallam bade Bilal to serve them the meal. Bilal spread the leather dining sheet and then he put the dates kneaded in ghee in front of them. The Prophet asked them to help themselves. They all filled their stomach to their satisfaction. The man says, I said on the Prophet, O the Prophet of God, the dates were so small in quantity that I may consume them all alone by myself, but we have all taken them to our satisfaction. The Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alaihi wasallam replied, the believer eats with one intestine and the infidel with the 7. The next day I again went to the Prophet to learn and solidify my faith. I saw about 10 men sitting around him. The Prophet asked Bilal to serve them the meal. Bilal drew handful dates for each who was present and put before them. The Prophet kept on saying while Bilal was putting the dates, O Bilal, keep on drawing out the dates. Do not mistrust God. These shall not run short. Subhanallah. My dear Islamic brothers and viewers of Madani channel, today we heard the incidents which happened after the declaration of prophethood. Just think, he sallallahu ta'ala alaihi wasallam, who is the leader of the all prophets, alayhi salam, who is mercy for all worlds, who is king of kings, who is the beloved of Allah. If we accept someone who is respected and whose fame is all over the world, that respected and a person of great status is surely not even equal to the soil of the feet of beloved Rasul sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam. Imam of love portrays this in the following manners. Sare uncho se uncha, samajhiye jise, hai us unche se uncha, hamara nabi. I am the beggar of that street where the kings are also begging. But it is very strange that even having such a great status, the thrones were laid down on his way. The stones were pelted at him. May we be sacrificed for favor of the mankind, who prayed for those who were cruel to him, who showered the flowers of good manners on those who were throwing stones at him, who was giving them the safety of the lives of those who were so keen to take his life. Salam us par कि जिसने गालियां सुनकर दुआएं दी. सलाम उस पर कि जिसने खून के प्यासों को कभाएं दी. Salam on him who prayed even after being subjected to verbal abuse. Salam on him who gave kubaz to those who were keen to take his life. These beautiful qualities of beloved Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alaihi wasallam are giving us a message. Oh, the followers of the leader of Medina sallallahu ta'ala alaihi wasallam, whenever you face a calamity or you go through tests and trials, we should never give up patience. Islam isn't spread through punishments. Rather, it is spread through good manners. We should also make ourselves the symbol of humbleness. With the blessings of today's silsila, we also make intention that we will act upon the blessed qualities of Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alaihi wasallam. May Allah Azza wa Jal give us consistency in our deen and give us the consistency in the Madani environment of Dawat Islami. Ameen. Bijahin Nabiyil Ameen. Sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam. Sallu ala al-Habib. Sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad. Sallallahu alayhi wasallam.
Until the moon and the stars are shining in the sky, we will be celebrating Jashan-e Wiladat.